What's good? What's good? What's good? We got Real Game Talk podcast here today, middle of April. First day of the play-in. We got some topics for y'all today, so shout out to everybody who's been following the Real Game Talk podcast. We'll consider you guys family at this point. We 8 episodes or 7 episodes in. This will be the 8th as we continue to grow. Appreciate everybody growing with us. It's me, Will. Got my guy Matt here today. We're going to get into some hot topics. Matt, what's good with you today, man?
Man, just another day, man. Just trying to get through all this messiness, man. We had some tragedy strike at Wilma Hutchins High School today, so it's always some in the news.
Gotcha. That's some tragedy actually happened back home for me, too. Close to where I'm from, they had same little situation, shooting and stuff like that. Not at the school, but at the park. Some people got hit where some young adults and teenagers were. So, man, it's a lot going on right now. So, I stay prayed up and pray for your people and stuff like that. All the people you know, pray for the victims and families and stuff that
For sure.
Yeah. Going back in Texas, back down in Arkansas too. With that being said, that's kind of why we started. I mean, we keep the sports and culture topics here, but we ain't oblivious to life topics because life gonna continue to happen. But we definitely sports kind of was always my therapy, which is why I always talk about it and glad to talk about it on here. So hopefully we can get into some topics here that'll give some people some therapy, give me some therapy as well for today too. Again, this is episode 8. We're in the middle of April. Playoffs are going to start this weekend. We got the play-in starting today. We're in the middle of the first game where we have the Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks. Orlando is currently up right now at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth. The following game tonight is the Golden State Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies. Tomorrow's game will be the Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat fighting it out for the 9th and 10th spot to see who will play again on Friday. And then that following game will be the game that we all paying attention to in the DFW area is the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings out in Sacramento. So with that being said, Matt, how you feeling about the play-in? We'll start with tonight's games. Again, this one has been going back and forth with mostly the Magic being dominant over the Hawks, but it's the margin of victory or the margin starting to decrease. I guess it was like a 15-point game at 7 right now. We'll start with that. Who do you feel like is going to come out of that Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Magic, and why? Why do you feel that way?
First of all, man, the play-in is some crazy. I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but it's like I wish they would do away with the play-in. Be straight up with you.
Okay.
1 through 8. We got people limping into the play-in and backing into the play-in that shouldn't even be in there. But we'll see if one of these play-in teams can really make a run into the actual playoffs and advance. Right now, I would say I'll lean on the Hawks to come back against the Magic. I like the Hawks backcourt with McDo, Trey, and Dyson Daniels, I believe.
Yeah.
I like both them dudes. They both do 2 different things, and I like Cherry, whatever his name is, with Orlando. He got some good game, but that's I feel like the Hawks gonna come back on that. Feel like and I'm gonna take a risk on this. I'm going with the Grizzlies against the Heat. I mean the Golden State.
Okay.
Who you said the Heat was playing?
The Bulls.
That's a tie game. That's gonna end in the first NBA tie.
Okay.
Now I guess the Heat on
Okay.
that. But and then tomorrow again, we got the Mavericks too with the Heat and the Bulls, and I'm gonna say the Mavericks should win. Shit.
Okay. I got the Magic. And I'll say this, I'm gonna step. I got the Magic coming out of this first play-in game against the Hawks. I personally feel that both franchises have regressed over the last couple of years. Remember, we had it in 2021, I think it was, when the Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They've regressed every season since then. And then last year with the Orlando Magic, they have regressed from that um, team last year as well. And so seeing both teams kind of take a step back, fight to get into the playoffs, but go by way of the play-in, I kind of wanted to see what they were going to do as far as keeping their momentum. But this just shows how good Detroit is right now. They were able to sneak in. Of course, you kept Indiana, you kept Milwaukee with Dame, even though Dame has been ruled out for the start of the playoffs. So those teams kind of are better than we would say the Orlando Magic in the house. I wanted to see what the house could do before they had traded um, the guy they just traded to New Orleans. Um, the guy they got from the Spurs.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of
I
his
can't
name.
even think because he ended up getting hurt. But he was nice. So I wanted to see what their backcourt was going to do before they got up off him. And I thought they would be better than what it was and never panned out. Trae Young has been there through this entire run. It might be actually time for the Hawks to. Man, I froze up. Golly.
Yeah, that was DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. I'm froze up now, man. Give me a second. Hold on.
Ah, he good, Chief. But yeah, DeJounte Murray and Trey Young. I think everybody wanted to see how that backcourt was gonna look. Was able, but the NBA don't never get, you never get enough time to to grow. See a team grow together like you used to. Everybody just trying to build teams, trying to buy teams.
For sure.
So yeah, it just hit different right now. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I was hoping that would have. I was thinking that was gonna work. They could have played off each other, but it take just like Luka and Kyrie took some time. That same year when the Hawks went to the Eastern Conference, I think no, that wasn't that year. But yeah, we didn't go. We got put out by the Clippers that year. Um, so yeah, they was on a better trajectory than the Mavericks was at that point. But now we look at it, they ain't nowhere. Well, they are close to them now, but yeah, they not where they should have been or where they could have been from where they were from 2021. So yeah, I agree with you.
I got you. As far as tonight's game, though, I got the Warriors. They should have won the other day when they was playing the Clippers. Um, they just didn't quite squeeze it out. And so I got the Warriors beating the Grizzlies just based off of. Um, I know Jimmy Butler got hurt in the game on Sunday, but I got them squeezing it out with his presence. Steph still being Steph. It was obvious that Steph is still Steph because I had Steph in the parlay for under 26 points the other night. On Sunday, it wasn't the other night, it was Sunday. Ended the fourth quarter with 15 points left. 15 points, and there was 8 minutes left. He just went nuclear, man. I don't know. He ended the game with 36.
Mm.
Killed my parlay line that I had in. I just knew for sure I had that parlay locked up when his fourth quarter. He still only got 15 points. Man, he went on. He hit like 9, 10 points in a row by himself. Killed that parlay line all the way together. So Steph is definitely still Steph. So I got them doing their thing. I don't know why they dropped it to the Clippers the other night. They actually played a good overall game. They had some bad turnovers down the stretch. Then Draymond missed that layup to tie the game. So hopefully they can get away from those mistakes. I put in a parlay for this game as well, so we'll see how that goes. But I got the Warriors doing their thing. Um, I actually like the Grizzlies. I don't have anything bad to say besides I feel like Jaren Jackson Jr. should get on the boards a little bit more. His career average as boards is only like 5.5, 6 boards a game.
Wow.
And I feel like I don't know what it is about him, but he definitely don't be on the boards the way he need to be on the boards. Matter of fact, his parlay line for rebounds tonight was 5.5. Now I almost was tempted to pick the under, but I'm like, ain't no way this dude don't be getting 6 rebounds a game. But he
Yeah,
don't be getting 6 rebounds a game, bro. He hang around the 3-point line.
that's lack of effort because you're gonna at least get defensive rebounds.
Yeah, then he done been defensive player of the year before, and he only averaged 6 rebounds a game. Like, come on, man, what we doing? Like you said, it's lack of effort for me on that end. So that kind of scares me. But I do like the grit of Memphis. I like the tempo. And I'll give you a little under the radar guy, and just based off of the name, people don't want to kind of give him his credit. But Scottie Pippen Jr. is a dog coming off that bench, man. He's a point guard. He ain't as tall as his dad, but he got a grittiness to him. He come in and lock up. He come in and run they offense. He's scrappy, and so just because of the history that go along with his dad, and then his mama kind of put his name out there too with the stuff she be doing. It kind of gave him a bad look, but overall, him on the basketball court, man, he a nice player. I don't know how the Lakers actually got up off of him. He said Darvin Ham didn't have no faith in him as being an NBA player, and so when the Grizzlies played the Bucks this year, he was torching the Bucks and basically said that he was giving it to the Bucks because of what Darvin Ham had said about him before he got up out of LA. So that's a little under the radar guy that I've been watching.
I love that. I love that kind of attitude.
For sure. For sure.
Man, yes, sir. That's me right there.
Yeah. So I like him. I know they had lost Wells the other night when he broke his wrist and fell out the rim, which was unfortunate for them. But I think they can make it with Scottie Pippen Jr. So we'll see how that goes. As far as tonight's game, or tomorrow's game, I should say, which is Miami Heat against Chicago, I'll say the Heat gonna take that one. Then they'll probably end up playing the Hawks. I actually think the Heat could beat the Hawks too. The Heat have enough players to make it. Like as long as they got Hero, Bam, Khalil Ware is doing his thing out of Arkansas. They got enough players that I feel like they can beat the Heat. It's just gonna come down to getting out there on the court and actually doing it. They got Spo, who's their coach, so he should be able to coach them to a victory on that. So I see either way, if they get the 8 spot, they'll be playing Cleveland. And I don't see that like if we would have said they was playing Boston, I feel like Boston will mop Miami. But when it comes to Cleveland, I don't know. Like I feel like they can get a game out of Cleveland. Bam ain't a bad player. He's an Olympian. Like I said, you got Tyler Hero, who's been 6 Man of the Year. You got Khalil Ware, who is doing his thing as a rookie. He actually probably should get some votes for Rookie of the Year, if not be Rookie of the Year, to be honest with you. So we'll see how that goes. So
let Cleveland get with them. I mean, Cleveland let Miami get with them. Boy, that's gonna say a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Miami ain't bad though. Like I don't understand the record and some of the losses that they done had, and maybe because they was going through the turmoil with Jimmy and trying to figure out if he was gonna be there, if he wasn't gonna be there, and then restructuring the team because Khalil Ware actually didn't come on as strong as he did until Jimmy was gone. But maybe that caused them some friction in their locker room and just trying to figure out what they was gonna do as far as their team. But yeah, so that portion of it I feel like kind of hindered them, but they're not a bad overall team. So we'll see if they can squeak out. I'll give them a win if they have to play Cleveland in that 1A matchup. When it comes to the Mavs and the Kings, I don't know, bro. In my feelings, I want the Mavs to win, but I don't see them winning. After seeing that score from Sunday's game when they got mobbed by the Grizzlies like that, and I mean, I know Anthony Davis didn't play, but John Morant didn't play either. So you lost by 30 points. They lost by 30. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, I wanted to win. I wanted them to win that trade too, because I just couldn't fathom a dude being so naive to trade Luka and expect I wanted to see his logic, but it ain't working out. So I think the Kings gonna win now. They got, like I said, they got enough players to actually beat the Mavs when it comes to that. You going with Levine, DeRozan, Malik Monk, Sabonis, Keegan Murray. Ellis is actually nice. So I feel like them players should get. They should get it, man. They should get that win easily. To be and they playing at home, so we'll see. I think the Mavs season might come to an end tomorrow night.
If they get it easily, that's gonna be a damn shame. Because we got the best player on the court, despite everybody you name, we still got the best dude on the court.
So if you, that's the crazy part is if you name the top 5 players on in that game, you got the best player of the Mavs, but 2 through 4 or 2 through 5 is Kings players. So
Name
I'll
it.
take that over just having the best player on the court.
So I give you got DeRozan, Levine, Sabonis. Then who else?
I named off Malik Monk. He was almost 6 man of the year last year. He actually got robbed last year.
We got Clay Thompson. We got. I give me PJ Washington over Malik Monk. I'll give me Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively over Malik Monk.
Okay, I mean I'll give you that. So
And then we keep going. We gonna start stacking up. They can get 2 through 4, 2 through 4.
I
But to
like that.
me,
Of course, you know I like Daniel Gafford. I like Lively. Because they split their minutes so finally, I don't know if I can just say one of the others better than Malik Monk because Malik is gonna get more minutes than both of them.
they're gonna
So
do 28, 28,
he gonna do
28, 20, something like that. 24,
yeah,
24, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Just like I said, they split their minutes. So I almost consider Daniel Gafford and Lively the same player.
Right. That's why I had to name them. So that combination is better because they don't what they gonna be able to do with us with rebounds and stuff. I mean, we'll see.
Sabonis
But
led the league in rebounds.
we still Sabonis ain't got he gonna have to play either Anthony Davis or one of the centers. So somebody gonna be boxing him out. So
Okay.
who else they got that's gonna fill that in?
We'll see. Because down the stretch, you're gonna have to pull out when the playoffs come. You're gonna have to pull out Lively art. I mean, they did it last year, but 9 times out of 10, most teams don't play their center in the playoffs like they do in the regular season.
And you got it. That's why Gafford, if Gafford gonna do what he did against the Grizzlies and what he did when Luka first went down, like he really asserted himself on the offensive end, then that's gonna make a hell of a difference. Which I think they're gonna give him an opportunity to because the Kings they're gonna have to pick their poison, man. We can. I mean, I be hard on AD, but he has been good with playmaking when he on this game. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
most of that come to pass into some of that come to pass into the big men. You know what I'm saying? So they draw it up right. They should. To me, we overall, they DeRozan and all them, but it ain't like we talking about DeRozan in his prime. Zach LaVine been on point. I ain't gonna lie. But DeRozan ain't the DeRozan that he was with Toronto. You know what I'm saying? So
I
he
get
got him every shell of himself.
say it's a tight game coming down the stretch, and you need to go get you a bucket. I trust DeRozan to go get that bucket over Anthony Davis.
I mean, I don't know. I would want to trust it in Anthony Davis' hand more. Me,
Right.
because he's a
Okay.
better player. And I know DeRozan, he going to pull that mug up somewhere. He looking for a pull-up, mid-range pull-up at that.
I got you.
He going to get as close as he can. But them big men down there, he not going all the way. So who gonna stop Anthony Davis though? Because we got dudes that can. We supposed to have dudes that can guard DeRozan.
Stopping himself. And
Oh, right.
I watched him the other night, 2 nights ago. It was 2 games ago. They are better. The Mavs are better when Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford are on the floor. But when they take off Daniel Gafford and don't have Lively on the floor and they depending on Anthony Davis don't do nothing but hang around 3-point line. So whoever the commentator was on that game called him out and said, did you see Anthony Davis didn't even cross the 3-point line the last 2 possessions? And then he did it. And I was like, man, I was watching it because I watch it from a Daniel Gafford, Arkansas standpoint. And I was like, man, when he on the floor, there's more energy. Like he getting tip ins, he's rebounding the missed shots and stuff like that. When you pull him out the flow and you go AD, PJ Washington, Clay, whoever else stay, Najee the guy running the point, and Max Christie, they wasn't as efficient running their offense as what you think it was. We'll
Yeah,
see.
they not gonna be.
Okay.
That's
It
that.
is what it is. It is
Yeah,
what it is,
yeah,
my man.
yeah. I just want to touch on him not getting past half. You said past half quarter to 3 point
Nah,
line.
3 point line. He never dipped inside the 3 point line for like 2 or 3
That's
games.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So yeah, that's my take on the play
That's how
in.
it is.
Got it. As far as the overall NBA playoffs, those start this weekend. We got for sure matchups on the Western Conference side right now, which are the Lakers and the Timberwolves, the Clippers and the Nuggets. For sure matchups on the East side are going to be the Bucks and Pacers, Knicks and Pistons. We'll start with the East. I'm gonna go with the Pistons beating the Knicks right now. I remember a few episodes back, I was on the Pistons bandwagon. I was saying they was winning. I think, and I want to see Cade Cunningham step up in the playoffs. I know this is his first time, and everybody got to go through that pressure. Hopefully, he got some bets like Malik Beasley to get him through there. Schroeder's in there as well. We'll see what the Thompson twin do. But I like the Knicks too, but it's something about them that normally fan out in the playoffs, and they normally be because Tibbs, we done played them dudes all them minutes during the regular season. They start getting hurt in the playoffs, start breaking down from injuries, and it just fan out. And you wonder why he be playing them so many minutes in the regular season and don't ever make it through the playoffs. So I guess my feelings, I'm gonna say the Pistons just because I had called them being out, but I can see the Knicks winning too. We got into the Bucks and Pacers. That's a toss-up. I would clean call it a Bucks if Damian Lillard was playing. And so now when it's just Giannis and we relying on Giannis and Doc Rivers, I might go ahead and call it Pacers on that end because Doc Rivers will choke off some series. Boy, that boy trick off a series in a heartbeat, fam. That boy can trick off some leads and some series for sure.
Not the
So if I had to
doctor.
just call it off with just logic, I would say the Pacers probably might go ahead and take that because Giannis. He's a one-man show, and you leave him. Bobby Portis is actually supposed to come back though, but Dame is not going to be available for the playoffs, and I just don't see them beating him by Dame. Lakers Western side, Lakers Timberwolves. I'll let you do your answer before I give me that, and then Nuggets Clippers will as well. Who you got on the East side?
I got the Knicks beating the Pistons. I love to see Cade do his thing, have a great series, no matter what, whether they win or lose. If they win, even better for him. I ain't knocking them. I like the twin. I like their team. They got a nice nucleus of young players.
For sure.
But the Knicks' fortune will change this year, and it has changed this year because they did with the Mavericks. They pretty much brought in a dude that the Mavericks let go. We had Casey Smith with us all these years. They keep our team healthy. It's no coincidence that this has been one of the unhealthiest seasons for the Mavericks.
For sure. Okay.
You got rid of him because you want to be kind of, according to reports, ain't nothing that I know, but it was some kind of internal, you trying to let Luka know that, hey, man, your guys got to go. But this dude been around before Luka, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't just a Luka guy, you're a Maverick guy, but now you're Nick. And the Knicks have been the healthiest as they've been all since this has been their healthiest season. Know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to help them overcome that that injury bug that they've been having, in the past. So yeah, I'm going with Casey Smith being the MVP for the Knicks, helping them get there. Pacers, Bucks. I'm going with, especially with no Dame, I'm gonna trust Rick Carlisle and his coaching.
Okay.
His team gonna play for him, and they gonna do what they do. They're gonna be consistently whatever they are. They're gonna be gritty. They got enough defenders, you know what I'm saying, to give Giannis problems, not to stop him, but you know what I'm saying, make it a tough night, make him have to work harder. But yeah, I'm going with the Pacers on that, just simply because of Rick Carlisle and Dame not playing.
Okay. Western side, you got Lakers and Timberwolves, and Clippers and Nuggets.
I got the Clippers
Okay.
upsetting the Nuggets.
I don't think it's big.
Um,
I don't think it's an upset at all,
okay.
based off record. But you done fired your coach 3 games for the season over. But I don't see how you win. How you thought that was gonna work.
Okay. Well, I think the Nuggets is the betting favorite, I would think, but maybe if they're not, then yeah,
I
then they
seen.
won't.
I
They're not.
seen. If you watched them on Sunday, Harden was doing his thing. Kawhi Leonard was looking Kawhi-ish,
Yeah,
and then they got Zubac.
that's why I'm going with them. Yeah, I like how they
Norman
look.
Powell was their best player for the majority of the year. He done bumped
Yeah,
down to what he's supposed to be, which is their third option, which is a
right.
nice third option.
A
So I
very
see,
good third option.
yeah, I
I
see
like
them
how
being.
you're playing, but I don't know who Vegas got winning. That's why I call it upset.
I got you.
But
Understand?
the Lakers Timberwolves, of course. I mean, and that's why I hate Nico, and I hate saying that I hate anybody. But now I got to go. You got me with the Lakers. I would never pick the Lakers, even if I thought they were going to win. Never would have picked them. But now I got to go with what I know, and I know the
You know the
Timberwolves ain't got nothing for Luca,
yeah for sure.
and
I'm
they they've regressed from last season. You know what I'm saying? Luca got a better leader with him than he's ever had with LeBron on the court with him. JJ Redick has been doing some pretty good coaching, and they got a good team that Austin Reeves, despite them not having a big man, which nowadays I'm like, people are really saying all this and that about a big man, but all these big men not playing like big men no way. So it ain't like you got a Shaq down or you got to stop or Karl Malone. So they can still win with what they got, long as they doing they running no efficient offense, cutting down the turnovers and staying in front of people best you can. We're really shit putting your hand up on the three because that's all they shooting anyway.
for
But
sure.
yeah, I got them beating the Timberwolves, man.
Okay,
In five, like Shannon said. Lakers in five.
I got you. I don't think the Timberwolves got nothing for the Lakers. They don't have enough star power. Julius Randle is not a second option on the team. He should be your third option, like Norman Powell, like we just said. And is shooting a ridiculous amount of threes right now. He led the NBA in 3 points made, but he also shot 18 threes on Sunday just to get that record to beat Malik Beasley from Detroit. That trade just it didn't work out. It wasn't a better trade for Minnesota when they traded away Cat. I feel like if they was going to trade away Cat, they probably should have traded away Cat for Kevin Durant. And you would have had Cat going to Phoenix, which would have gave Phoenix Booker, Bill, and Cat, and then gave Minnesota a good score as far as KD and Rudy Gobert going Mike Conley, somebody that can run the offense, keep them there. So I feel like that trade should have happened last offseason. And they regressed. And like you said, it ain't the Timberwolves like you thought. Luka is still Luka. You done gave him LeBron. They do shoot a tremendous amount of threes. They deficiencies in which I thought they were gonna have as far as they bench and lack of big men haven't showed up yet. So I don't know when it will. When it does, we can say, hey, they should have went and got a big man. They should have added some people to their bench, but it ain't knocked them so far. So it is what it is. I can only go by what they done put on the court since Luka been on the court, and they've been okay. It was sometimes where they lacked in defense. I think they had went on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak one period of that time, but they end up bouncing back. We'll see. I think they actually have a good chance to come out of the West based off of how matchups end up. If they have to run into Golden State, they might have a problem. We'll see because Golden State has enough stars to match LeBron and Luka.
They're not gonna have no problem with them.
All right, they lost to him in the regular season, man. They
Luka,
got
man. It's
uh,
Luka. Man, there ain't nobody gonna stop that man from getting to the paint and doing what he do.
okay.
Nobody on Golden State gonna
I think you can put
Draymond
Jimmy on Luka, and you can put Draymond on LeBron.
problems,
He
man.
ain't bad.
He too little, dog.
All right.
He getting
We can put
more. Same with Kawhi and Paul George. That he was younger then. Like that's what put him on the map was how he did them dudes, man. Man, Jimmy Butler, and he down there 40 now. Down in my area.
Yeah, I think you can roll with that. So I got them. Like I said, depending on that, I can see Oklahoma City and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, just depending on the matchup. So we'll see how that goes. On the East side, as far as his overall playoffs, I seen Jaylen Brown was getting injections in his knee. So I don't really know how healthy he is. I can see Cleveland upsetting them too. And the way I've been scripting it, everybody, bro, especially when Mike Malone got fired from the Lakers, I was like, boy, this script looking real Lakerish, being like Lakers and LeBron doing their thing. First father and son to win a championship, and then they play Cleveland in the finals, and then they beat them and they win it in Cleveland. Boy, the script looking like it's real leaky right now. Starting to look that way based on how these matchups, how these teams.
I gave you the script. How you get a hold to it? You want to know how I live, man.
On this media side, with the journalism side, they kind of see you a script. They don't want you to tell it, but hey, man, I'm gonna give y'all a little clip notes on what they're trying to set up. They're trying to set up this LeBron Bronny situation to win it back in Cleveland. So I'll let y'all know. We'll see.
Shit, boy, Mavericks fans believe you on that. That's how they made they NBA is why Luka is gone. They made us do that trade, man. According to them. So that's one of the conspiracies.
Yeah, so that's how I see it going. We'll see how it goes, but it's just looking real scripty right now based off. I wanted to go a whole totally different way, but man, you fire your coach 3 games before the season is over with, and you expect some intern coach to coach your team in the playoffs at a high level. I don't think it's there. Same way with the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think it's there for them as well. So it's looking like a more cohesive team as far as the Lakers. And then, like I said, it can be a toss up between Boston and Cleveland right now. Of course, Boston has the experience, the championship experience. Depends on their health because they be having guys in and out of the lineup, particularly Porzingis. Then sometimes you can get Drew Holiday in and out of the lineup too, which are 2 pieces that they need to win a championship. And you get late into this playoff run and you missing one of those 2, I don't see them beating Cleveland if both of them not on the floor. But we'll see. Right now they've been playing, so we'll see how it goes over the next 2 rounds, over the next few weeks, and we'll go from there. Transitioning over to another topic that we had coming out over the weekend, which was a big topic for sports fans on the football side. It was a big deal where there was some NIL involvement in the Tennessee football program in which they have their quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, I think is how you pronounce his name, who opted out of their program based off of NIL money. He was originally getting 2.4 to 2.5 million. He signed this deal a couple of years ago. Actually, I want to say he signed a deal while he was in high school. Tennessee was actually funneling his NIL money before he even made it to Tennessee, which is how they got his commitment. And so came out that his folks, which is led by his daddy, his campus, which is led by his daddy, was trying to get more money when Tennessee made the playoffs. They was basically saying that because they played their 12 to 13 regular season games, that 2.4 million that they had been getting was just for them games. But now that they made the playoffs, he felt like his son deserved more NIL money, he was asking up to $4 million. It was told that Oregon had tipped off Tennessee and let them know that Nico's camp was looking for more money. And so Tennessee said that he wasn't above the program after he skipped meetings and practice on Friday. They had a spring game on Saturday. He was not there because they had let him go by Saturday morning. Matt, how do you feel about this NIL situation in Tennessee with Nico and the direction? Did they make the right decision on letting him go?
Hell yeah. You got to cut ties with that, man. That's a constant on a team or something waiting to happen. It's lurking. You can't let a dude like that sit around and then just that manifest through the rest of your players, because then everybody gonna feel like they can sit out and hold you hostage like that. Every superstar that come through, somebody got to be the one that say, no, I appreciate Josh Heupel. As much as I hated him at Oklahoma as a player, I love the way that he's approaching this situation as a coach. I
Yeah.
commend him for that. I do not like the direction that I've heard from another reporter that it was a few players during the playoffs that had threatened or requested more money. And,
Mm-hmm.
of course, we're going to hold out had they not gotten it or something been worked out. If that's true, then that's going to lead to a bigger issue if at some point they don't get this under control. I'm just waiting for one of these new one leagues or something. Who is it? The USFL. One
Mm-hmm.
of them to start saying, "Hey, we opening it up for high school players to come join us because that's going to ways stuff going now, and everybody all about the money.
For sure.
And it's like it's no way if I'm Nico and it's just me that I've gotten this amount of money and it's playoff time. It's nothing they can tell me to make me sit out because I just love winning that much and I've competed this long. Like the ultimate goal is to win a championship, and I'm not going to let like people play through injuries just because they want to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Money, you've been paid, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to work something out, maybe then, but still, I just think the whole thing about that whole motivation that some of these players have is definitely going to be detrimental to the college game.
I got you. It's already detrimental to the top college game, and we in this NIL transport era, and we just seeing the ramifications of what's been put in place. My suggestion that I was having a conversation, I want to say with my barber over the weekend, was that they get some regulations on this NIL money and they funnel it all through schools. Like don't have any outside money coming through. And every NIL deal should be regulated to where they funnel it through the school money, and then that way you can get it, you can distribute it through the school, but you can also cap it and say, hey man, all Power Five schools get this amount. Say they give every player $500,000 to $1 million. Then you drop it down into the FBS side. Those players get 50,000 to 100,000. Then you go to D2, they getting 5 to 10, 15,000 or something like that, just depending on the budgets that they have set for. But when you do that, you say, hey, you're coming to the school. Everybody knows when you come to the school, this is how much you're getting. This is what you signed up for. It ain't no let me come back and get some more money at the end. Baby, maybe you could or something like that. But this is what you signed up for, and everybody can focus on the game versus how much I'm getting paid off the field, which is a major distraction. And we talked about it in our earlier podcast, was that one of the ULV quarterbacks, they was undefeated and he quit because his NIL money wasn't right. And he quit the whole team in the middle of the season based off his money and right. And so now we got kids focus on the money and their pages and what comes with that, and they'll quit on the whole team to red shirt so they don't have to use that year. They can put that in the bank, get another NIL check if they can at another school, transfer in the end of the season based off of the portal. It's getting out of hand. One of the coaches that even, I think it was James Franklin with Penn State, that said that he felt like um, Nick Saban uh, should be the commissioner of college football, and I think they need to go ahead and do that because it's getting out of hand. And this ain't even a football, but this is an NIL situation. Chris Jenkins that had won the national championship with Villanova or whatever a few years back when they had the Nova runs and he hit that game winner. He's suing the NCAA for back pay on NIL. Come on, man. Come on,
Damn.
bro. So at some point, it's getting a little bit out of hand with this NIL, man. You want back pay for when you was playing because it wasn't regulated in. You want them to go back and determine how much NIL money you would have made back then, and they supposed to pay you for that. Like, what we get right now with it? Man, like it's getting out of hand, bro.
No, I'm not. I don't agree with. I believe they need somebody, but Nick Saban, like who y'all? We looking for Joe Biden to be running college football. We looking for one of them sit there, man. Let that man
I think
sit
he
there.
just command respect. That's what they was basically
Let
saying.
him get a consultant role and let somebody else that can learn and be there for a minute. Like, how long we want this position to go? He's 73. At some point, we gotta let Nick Saban and his
going
legacy. Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So he's running around the country doing college football, college game day every Saturday, and then he's doing film study sessions with ESPN and stuff like that too. So he's still very much active. I think he was
That's gonna come natural to him though to talk about the game, do all that. I think that's simple. You know what I'm saying for him to
yeah.
do.
But I think they do like whether it's him or not. I think they need to put some regulations and put a
They
commission on it
do.
because it's getting
They
out of
do.
hand. You got these high school kids who are top prospects. They getting bagged up. Like I told you, I was watching. Or I wasn't watching. I was listening to the radio one day, and it was. I want to say it was 9079. It might have been K104. They had Keelan Russ on there, and they was asking him about his past season after Duncanville had won and him going to Alabama. Man, the only thing that man talked about was he was able to provide for his family. He was the Santa Claus for his family because of his NIL bag. He got that. He was ready. He felt like he was Santa Claus. And I was like, that's all you took out. Like he didn't speak on they Duncanville winning the championship or they had lost to North Crawley. Matter of fact, he didn't speak on that. He didn't speak on going to Alabama. He didn't want to compete for the starting job. That he spoke on that NIL bag and said he had that bag now. That's definitely what he spoke on. And so I don't know what we doing right now with this NIL stuff.
What was the question? Or what did they ask him? You
They
remember?
wanted him to recap this past football season.
Mm.
And he talked about, when he started, they asked him when did he feel like he was becoming a man. He said when he started visiting the schools and going around and the schools was telling him, he was nice. He didn't put that on the field. He never talked about his relationship. I mean, they didn't ask him, but he didn't talk about having Ja'Cory Morris on the team with him either. But this was right around. This was would have been the end of December going into January because he went to Tuscaloosa in January, so it had to be in between. I would say end of December, and he just was talking about how he was Chris Santa Claus for his family. Like that's what I took from that whole interview. I can remember that whole line. I was Santa Claus this year for my family.
I ain't mad at that. But yeah, we definitely got to have more to the recap than that. You said Ja'Cory and Moore, right?
Yeah. So yeah. The receiver that they got going to Oregon. So
Yeah. I keep up with all the Moors in the world, man. I'm loving how the Moors is just when I played, wasn't nobody but Herman Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, Detroit out of this mud, man. So I got you, but no, he didn't speak on that, but he definitely spoke on that.
Well, Rob Moore too. I forgot about him, but yeah, Herman Moore was the biggest Moore. Then so I'm loving seeing all these youngsters, even in the NFL, Elijah Moore, Skylar Moore. Who was the other Moore? It was another one. I was like, damn, we everywhere. DJ Moore, some shit.
I got you. I'm like, that's what's up though. So I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, he was on the team, and like I said, I seen Ja'Cory on the Pivot, on an episode from the Pivot, maybe within the last 2 weeks.
Shout out
to his going to Oregon and how RC was trying to get him to say why he flipped from LSU to Oregon, but everybody assumed that it was based off of the NIL bag, but he said it didn't have nothing to do with the bag. He just felt like he was more comfortable going to Oregon. But
yeah, I mean, nothing against LSU, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to the money, Oregon, no taxes in Oregon.
They got Phil Knight doing all their NIL deals and stuff with Nike.
Yeah, you get, man, you're gonna be on. It's a lot that's going on. Shout out to him though, man. He used to play for the Oak Cliff Titans back in the day. So shout out to Ja'Cory Moore, man. I know some of the Titans coaches and some of the Titan coaches either I play with or I know or they actually coach my little league team. So shout out to him for coming through that great organization.
Okay. In conclusion on this topic, then we'll both say that NCAA and these colleges need to get a hand on this NIL money because it's getting out of hand right now.
Man, yes, sir. We need to get something going.
I got you. All right. With that being said, we always segment to my favorite part of the podcast or the episodes, which is the more or less. Again, this is named after my guy Matt. On the more or less, he basically say he messing with it or he ain't messing with it. We can give him some quick hitters to go from, and then I'll chime in with my back end comments on it as well. The first topic we have on more or less today, man, are you feeling it? We got Nico Harrison, the GM of the Mavs, doing a press conference today. However, the press conference was no audio, no video. All we got was journalists putting out quotes that he had made during this press conference today, in which he stood 10 toes down and said he still feels that he did the best thing by trading away Luka and getting Anthony Davis, even with the results of the NBA season right now. Matt, more or less, you ride with Nico Harrison in his press conference today.
Less.
All right.
Much more or less than any other time. Uh, yeah, man, you can't go hiding. You know what I'm saying? And nobody get to record you. Like we went straight back to the 50s and 60s. They got to write down everything that you saying. Like, what we doing, man? We supposed to be upgrading, and now you running from the situation. You got so much to say, but nobody get to hear you say it. It's all through quotes, so you can turn around like, nah, he took that out of context, or like you got so many ways that you can go with it. It's smart, I guess, on your end, but in Dallas, it's making you look bad because we don't want you running from it. We want you to address what's up. Like, if you're gonna keep doubling down on it, then keep that same energy throughout it all because people are going to continuously attack you and call for your job, which it may never happen because we don't have no power outside of our dollars. But yeah, definitely less on that. Then on top of that, this is what I was pulling out my phone from, because you said that some of those decisions, you said, oh, let me go back. You said that he said his obligation is to the Mavericks.
Mhm.
It's what's in the best interest of the Dallas Mavericks, and that's the most important thing. Some of those decisions are going to be unpopular, maybe to Dirk and maybe to the fans, but my obligation is to the Dallas Mavericks. Why are you taking shots at Dirk, man? You got to be out your mind, man.
You
You done got Luka and shooting slugs at Dirk, man.
Dirk got a street named after him. You got a statue. He's all great.
Bro, you lost your bad.
And
You
you,
came from where, man? God, Nike, what Nike had you? You were nowhere in Texas, bro. You come here, we don't like outsiders anyway. Then you come in and trying to move stuff around, like at least come in and fall in line. Don't come in rearranging nothing or ruffling no feathers like you doing. And then on top of that, it's all through whispers and word of mouth. It ain't nothing, but we can actually hear you say, like, come out and say that. If that's how you feel, stand on that. If not, then yeah, you need to go, man. You need to go on and resign at the end of the year. You said that you feel like the fans will come back at some point. Well, I'm here to tell you the fans never left. We want you to leave, though.
I got you. I'm less on Nico as well, based off of everything that just done transpired. Man, that was a disastrous trade. I looked at the numbers on his top selling jersey this year. Luka number one. You got him with the international money. You lost sponsorship. I read an article 2 weeks ago where they losing money based off of that, and they was prepared to lose money, which don't make no sense.
Why are y'all preparing, man? Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Yeah, so no, I got less on Nico Harrison's press conference, especially with it not being no audio and no video. You did the press conference with Jason Kidd after the Luka trade was made. You and Jason Kidd looked like y'all wasn't on the same page the entire time of that press conference. You saying stuff to like, and you speaking for you and Jason looking at you like, I don't know if I don't agree with that. Which is when he asked them if they would be here. They making moves right now. They don't even know if them two will be here within a few years. And Jason's like, bro, you gonna have me not being here because you keep giving me this trash product of a team by trading away the generational talent, which is Luka. So that's Nico Harrison.
Oh, I believe Jason Kidd was in on it too. No, for real.
You can I can say that, but I don't think he wanted him to go because I done heard Jason Kidd quote that he felt like Luka was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, in public, but all that turmoil and stuff that was going on, a lot of it was Jason Kidd having issues with Luka. He had some of the same issues that Nico had, you know what I'm saying, with Luka and some of his antics, he did have some antics, not getting back on defense, arguing with the refs, all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, because he's come out and criticized Luka publicly too. Which a coach should do. You know what I'm saying? but I don't think that they make a move. Like you don't why Anthony Davis out of all people, somebody that Jason Kidd was just coaching a few years ago.
Right.
Why make that move without knowing if it's going to be a fit for Kidd? Not running it by him and see if it's going to be a fit.
He makes sense. At the same time, if I'm trading away generational talent, my franchise player, I'm gonna get more than Anthony Davis. I would have got Austin Reeves from the Lakers. I would have got another draft pick. It wouldn't have been Max Christie. It would have been Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves and
And Max Christie and whatever the fuck else I want.
Yeah,
but
like come on,
not, how I'm gonna get that is I'm telling everybody else he up for trade and let y'all outbid each other.
Thank you. So that just went smart. I don't know. So left to Nico. I will probably do an emergency podcast when he ever resign or get fired because we're gonna need to finally tell y'all how we really feel about Nico and we'll go from there. Especially when it's over with. Well, I guess we'll be able to wrap up whatever he's done, which is some BS. So we'll go from there. All right. Segueing over to our next more or less topic, which is another one that's supposed to happen, I think, coming up soon. I don't know the exact date, but I know they announced it this week, which is Colorado will be retiring Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter jersey. I want to say doing some spring football festivities, possibly even the spring football game. Man, more or less Shedeur and Travis getting their jersey retired.
I gotta go less on this one, too, just because now you did enlighten me before that, most Heisman Trophy winners get their jersey retired. So this is more on the Shedeur side of it.
I got you.
Yeah, just it just kind of lowers the bar for having your jersey. No knock on him as a player, because I've always supported Shedeur as a player. Even when he didn't have no Shedeur, no support back at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? I always tried to ride for him, but I always got to call it like like I always do. You know what I'm saying?
Real game talk, man. You got to give me real game.
So yeah, I cannot be biased because I've always supported him. Because now at this point, I'm falling off for that, for this particular event that's happening. I don't support that he gets his jersey retired too at this point. Like Colorado's had some great players, people that have had great seasons. So this what he did wasn't anything that was out of the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't get to the play-in or play in the playoffs. Yeah, so didn't win the Big 12 when you first got there. Like nothing was done.
They didn't win the Big 12 no year.
But they was in the Pac-12 before. They were in the Big. This is their first in the Big 12, right?
Oh yeah, my bad. They didn't win the conference last year. I'm sorry, they didn't win the Big 12. So my bad. Right. Okay. I while you was talking, I wanted to make sure before I say this, I'm with you on the list. Based off of Shedeur, I'm with Travis Hunter because pretty much all. I mean, I ain't looked at every single one of them, but the ones that I can remember in recent history and even going back. Heisman Trophy winners got their jerseys retired, if not a statue outside on their campus. Tebow got a statue. I remember Lamar Jackson getting his number retired. They do it at USC with all the Heisman Trophy winners they done had. Who else? Manziel got his retired, of course. Manziel got a statue, I think, at Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, too. Remember we mentioned former Colorado. So yeah, they make sense.
I'm cool with Travis Hunter, but I'm looking back at Colorado and Joe Clatt got his jersey retired, and he had most of them records that Shedeur got prior to Shedeur doing it with all the pass-happy offense they was running. Even when they should have been running the ball, they still was passing in them late game situations. They were stat padding. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a buck. It was sometimes where they was passing and they shouldn't have been passing. And it was sometimes they was passing and they had to, but the game was already out of reach and it just wasn't what it been. So I feel like it's a Pop's move to have Shedeur jersey retired. He did set some records. He is a nice player. We're gonna see what he is in the NFL and going from there. But I just can't justify Shedeur having his jersey retired along with Travis. I can see Travis, Heisman Trophy, best player in college football, but Shedeur, I think this a Pop's move. This a Pop's push for the Sanders name to be up there. I in agreement on that one. So we can agree on that one too. And so
All
the
right,
last,
hey, Dion, if you hear this, man, that's him. You
I
trying to call me in for the last part, man.
I'm a Deion Sanders fan, but I'm a stand on when I feel like
Uh,
Deion be pushing the narrative for his boys, and I be pushing some narratives that I don't agree with. There's a plenty of times that I didn't disagree with some of Deion's coaching decisions in the game that didn't pan out, and I knew I wouldn't even did that on Madden, and he still did it. It was times where he done made some comments, and I feel like he shouldn't have did that reporter the way he did him when he banned him from coming there, just based off of the dude being affiliated with one of the networks that you didn't like. That man didn't have nothing to do with that. So it's moves that Dion that made, and I don't totally agree with. I ain't gonna be like Shannon Sharp, agree with everything you do because y'all buddy and stuff like that. Dion ain't got.
oh, make you mad.
Yeah. I don't care
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
mad, man.
yeah. I don't know you enough to not care.
in a buck with you than just going along with what you're saying based off of you being Deion Sanders and on the rough no fence. You're still the
Yeah,
greatest cornerback of our time. You still somebody that I would have liked to have been like. Your talent speak for itself. But them coaching moves and some of them off the field moves you be making, I don't agree with. And this one of them off the field moves that you done made for Shador, I can't justify it being retired right now. Now maybe if y'all want to reflect on it later on with a few years to pass, then maybe he would have got it. Like say it just popped up and they felt like it, but he ain't even made it to the league yet. Y'all retiring a number. He ain't played another for another team. He's just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'll less on that. Segue over to the last more or less topic, which is a one that we doing on our quick hitter segment, but we can definitely get in detail on it throughout the playoffs. It might actually be a good question for our next episode, in which we got some stuff coming up on next one. But this one, more or less, Matt, because you were speaking on Dirk a little earlier. Dirk's 2011 playoff run, was it the best you've seen all time from the NBA? More or
yeah.
less.
I
Give me your
mean,
reason.
without a doubt,
Okay.
it
Okay.
was. I can run you down, man. So when the Mavericks got ready to get into the playoffs, because all these people out here, all these fans nowadays try to act like they feel like the Mavericks was gonna do this anyway, like they were supposed to. But we had just got put out the first, second round the year before.
Okay.
Only move we made was to bring in Tyson Chandler. And
Okay.
Tyson Chandler was coming off an injury, played 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't Tyson Chandler coming in from playing with Chris Paul with the Hornets. But so we got him, not knowing how that was going to turn out. And we made it to the playoffs. And before we made it to the playoffs, our Bulls got killed when Caron Butler got hurt. He
Okay.
was our second leading scorer. And once he went down, people said it was over with. Once April came, I had a conversation with my brother. We talked. I said, man, something he said just kind of put a thought, like, or gave me some confidence or something. I said, we're going to win it this year. We're
Okay.
going. And I put it on Facebook. So I got the proof. I keep it, I repost it every now and then just to throw it in people's face. The same people that jumped on and told me I was crazy. Yeah. But so we get into the playoffs. The Nuggets, George Karl is saying that he want to play us. They trying to get to, maneuver their way. So everybody pretty much like, yeah, we rather play them in the first round. We draw the Portland Trailblazers. And they made people were saying we was gonna lose. This is with a kind of injured Brandon Roy, you know what I'm saying? And kind of good he was because out of all the teams, they gave us the most trouble. Out of every team in the league that we
The
played,
Lakers ain't have nothing for, and I'm a
no.
Lakers fan. I'm a Kobe fan, boy. I couldn't see. I couldn't even look at what they was doing. Boy, they had JJ Barea, they had Paige in the corner knocking down them threes. Jason Terry was knocking down threes. It got ugly fast, bro. And I'm looking up. I mean, just from a debate standpoint, because this is an easy answer because it's more relevant to my time, knowing what was going on, where I was as a fan, where I was in life, and so I'm looking up Jordan's run in '91 when he had to go through the Pistons with Isaiah and them, but he also had to go through Magic in the finals. I want to go back and look and see who had in them other rounds to see if they had legit stars on there, which is what I was looking up. But as far as recent memory, Dirk's run was probably one of the best. He crazy part. He was shooting like 59 or 50, 40, 90 in the playoffs, man. I know he was shooting 90 from the free throw line. He was shooting like 40% from the 3-point line, and he was shooting 50. That's a legendary run. And the opponents he was going through, he did it to LeBron them, he did it to Kobe, he did it to KD them. And you say y'all had the Blazers in that first round too. Um, so yeah, that's a legendary run. I can't think of nothing. You could throw LeBron's little weak 79 and 3 run in 2016 when they came back, but he had Kyrie's help. But I mean, Dirk had some help too. But that's a nice little run.
Dirk was the only superstar on that team at that time. Jason
Yeah.
Kidd, 38, was driving to the hole, kicking out every damn time. Would never shoot, would never lay the ball up. But people bring that up. That's the reason I say, well, he had Kidd. Shit, LeBron had Shaq. So now what? He can win with that. And y'all say he ain't had no help in Cleveland. But I understand that wasn't the same Shaq, just like that wasn't the Jason Kidd that was in New Jersey. But running through the Trailblazers like we did, despite people doubting us, then getting into the Lakers series, and no matter what we was up by, whether we was at 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, people kept saying the Lakers are going to win.
Boy, man, that was so hot, man.
From what's my dude name, Michael Cooper. I was listening to all kind of podcasts to Newey Scruggs. There was a man who was in Dallas. Somebody called onto his show and he said, you got to be crazy if you think the Mavericks are going to be like people were saying this. So that's what made. And keep in mind, this is Kobe, the same coach that they had just won the year before, but the same Michael Jordan. You looking up his run? This coach was on this team.
Yeah, I'm looking up his run.
So it's like a Michael Jordan-esque team that he ran through 4-0. You know what I'm saying? Like with not just Hall of Fame player, but one of the greatest coaches ever. Then to go run in and play these young guns and young bucks with Harden, Westbrook, KD, Ibaka on the team, Ibaka at that time, and get past them, then go up against the big three, in their prime, and to run through them. And they mocked Dirk. They like they were sick, like he was sick and stuff, and all of that was so fulfilling at the end. And then to wrap it all up, to me to be able to rub it in all the other fans' faces that laughed and said, even when we went down against the Heat, it was people trying to rub it in. They came out of the woodwork and be able to shut them up. The Lakers fans, my partners is Lakers fans, to see that broom get swept across the Lakers and swept into the dust, see Kobe and them get swept into the dustpan. Was wonderful, man.
I can roll with it.
Shout out to Dirk. And I got to go inside the parade. Thankfully, my wife worked at the American Airlines at the time. I got some tickets to get inside the actual event. We got video of Dirk, Tyson. Me and my partner went in. We was inside. We saw the ceremony. For a long time, Maverick fan from 1991. I feel like I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? To see them win. And I deserve to be able to keep Luka, too.
Gotcha. I don't have a rival for that. I looked up, like I said, Jordan's 91.
You froze? Where you go?
He swept the Pistons. They beat Magic in 5. They took the Sixers in 5 on that one. Did I lose you? Look like I lost you. Dang, we've been having internet problems all day. So, yeah, I'll take. Oh, looks like you're coming back. But no, I'll take that. I'll go ahead and agree more on that run. I might have some facts for you later on because I need to look up some stuff. But that's a good question, man. We'll take that. I'll give you Dirk's run of 2011, best playoff run of all time, based off of the opponents and the results too, and the numbers. So I'll give you that. That's all I got for you today on Scripted Topics, my man, for season 1, episode 8. You got anything that you want to add to this show before we conclude it?
Yeah, just again, like I do at the end of all shows, want to make sure that I show appreciation for anybody that is viewing this. Please, if you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Anybody that
He froze up again. Yeah, we've been having technical issues all day. There you go. You back.
Yeah, man, I'm so tired of that. But anyway, we
I got you.
started over. Anybody that sees, please hit the like button on YouTube or wherever you are. Subscribe. Check us out. If you're on Instagram, check us out. We're running ads on Instagram. So if you see this, we definitely I get questions all the time. How can I get on the show? You want to get on the show? Please let me know what you want to get on the show for, because I get people inquiring. I'm not really knowing what you want to do. So you can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Willie and give us some more insight on what it is that you're trying to do. We're not looking for any co-hosts right now, but we are looking to bring people on and interview people, and kind of get your story out. We ask questions, and you can kind of give us your story on who you are. Um, but yeah, other than that, I know it was something else I wanted to say, but it ain't coming to me. But yeah, just make sure y'all keep showing support. Stay tuned. We definitely got some stuff on the horizon, and your support would definitely be appreciated. I'm not gonna beg y'all, but definitely, I guess I am, because I just said it multiple times, but that ain't what I'm trying to do.
I got you. I agree, man. Anybody who's watching this, like I said, we've been running ads, we've been pushing engagement on social media. We actually got some big stuff planned. We actually secured a studio to finally get our first in-person session, which we plan to do within the next week. And then on that session, we will actually have a guest on there too. So we plan on dropping that within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. Um, Again, it's real game talk. Matt actually touched on some real game talk this episode, so we try to keep it a buck. We ain't gonna play favoritism on this one, so I appreciate everybody who's rocking with us on that. We look forward to the audience growing. If you've been with us throughout the episodes and the engagement on social media that we have, and keep on going. Again, we're about to drop a live episode with a guest next week, and we appreciate you guys if y'all continue to follow us, especially when we drop that episode. Get your fan engagement going on as well. On there, I should say. Everything else, I think that's all I have on this episode. I look forward to the NBA playoffs. This is actually my favorite time of the year. Besides the NFL season starting and doing their thing, I enjoy the NBA playoffs way more than I do the NFL playoffs for some reason, just based off of competition. Them having more games as far as doing a series, a lot of stuff happens with that versus just that one game it out in the NFL playoffs. So it's a good time. It's springtime. It's about to be Easter as well. I look forward to getting out, sunshine, watching some basketball. Might even get out into some bars and watch some games over the weekend and the next weeks too. So we'll see. But that's all I got for this episode. Anything else you want to do? If not, then man, that's it. That's what we got on season 1, episode 8. Again, this is Real Game Talk. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Y'all like and subscribe. Check us out. Appreciate it. And then until next time, we'll see y'all.
All right, y'all.